here. She left. Well, happy day. Happy Tuesday. The day after a holiday, the time change didn't go away. It's wild,
Today is
y'all.
my son's birthday.
And your son's birthday. Well, happy birthday to your son.
You remember
I
he
remember
passed away.
your son passed away.
Yes.
Yeah,
2 years ago.
that's correct. And that was your only child.
Yes.
Okay. You know, it takes me a second to get all my stories in their categories.
Well, I'm sure that you have to get a lot of stories.
Well, I try my best to get to know my people, and I really care about my people, but sometimes I get the details confused. But
Understandable.
But there is no doubt that I care about my people, and I try to keep up with all the things, and I try to call and check on people. And, you know, I'm doing my best to keep up with myself right now. With
Say that.
I've acknowledged to y'all, like, this time change messes me up every year, and it takes me a good 6 months.
Wow.
Until the days get longer again, I struggle. I like the long, sunshiny days. Oh, and I don't like to complain, but I do want to let y'all know that, you know, we all have things that we struggle with. And I think one thing I try to be positive and think of all the, you know, the good about situations. And sometimes, you know, I can be a little extra sunshiny. And sometimes people might think that I have problems in my own life, or I might have bad days or sad days. So I try to be transparent and let people know that what I struggle with, even though I try to be a positive person. I think that was 4,000 too many words to say that one thing. But I know how to do Tai Chi, so how about I teach you Tai Chi?
We need to get started.
We are making.
Yeah, you got that.
We are. Did I hear Sylvia? No, that was Lula.
Yeah, I say, yeah, you got that.
Yeah, well, I can do Tai Chi. We are making headway into our advanced 6, and I'm really enjoying talking about the more challenging moves, and in a new way than I've ever taught it before. And that's really with gentle resistance in mind. But what we want to do first is, of course, go through our stretching, getting our stable stance where our feet are about shoulder width or hip width apart. We have good posture, our shoulders are relaxed, and we're breathing.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this right quick. I'm on my iPad and it don't show. It show me in one place sometimes. It don't show me moving. I just want to let you know.
Okay, that's fine. You just let me know if you have any problems.
Okay.
You have any questions for me?
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay, here we go. Starting with our neck, we bring our hands up, palms down towards our chin and chest. Turn them away and follow those hands all the way down. Should feel a slight stretch in the back of your neck as you take your chin to your chest. And it may feel really tight the first time you do it, and the more you do it, the more it loosens up, the better it feels. So this is one of those stretches you can do anytime throughout the day. If you feel yourself feeling a little stiff in your neck, chin to chest. And the hands are just, they make it Tai Chi. But essentially, it's a chin to chest movement. Our other neck exercise is where we follow our hand as we look towards our shoulder, back to the front and switch. Side to side. I think they're putting light bulbs in our office today. That's Mayor that came in here. This one right here feels real good on my neck. And I've told you before about you don't have to go as far as you can go, just go until you feel that slight stretch, but you can also involve your shoulder. So here I'm looking over towards that shoulder, but I'm also pulling this shoulder back. So I'm really opening up my chest and making the most of that movement. So it's not just about my neck, but my chest as well. Let's roll our shoulders, roll forward, just warming up all our major joints. And roll back. Like a massage you give yourself. Big shoulder circles and push down. Inhale as you come up, exhale as you come down. And you can go at your own pace, whatever your breathing guides you to do. Now for our spine, let's grab our ball, separate, push up and down at the same time, keeping that soft bend in your arms. Inhale as you come together, exhale as you separate. Let's go side to side, warming up our spine horizontally. I have to think slow, smooth, and continuous here. I feel like myself getting in a hurry. For our hips, shift weight to one leg, heel forward, hands back. Pause in the middle and toe back, hands forward. Keeping good posture through this movement. These movements where we hold our weight on one leg always reminds me of how much I like wearing flat shoes when I do these exercises because they help me feel more grounded. If I ever wear really cushiony tennis shoes, it makes me feel wobbly if I'm trying to balance weight on one leg. Now, going out walking, I like my cushy shoes, but being grounded and holding weight on one leg, I like my shoes to be flat. Some people wear, those water shoes, they're real thin, just rubber on the bottom. Some people use those. Some people wear like really simple tennis shoes. I always call them Keds, even if they're not Keds brand. Just a simple, flat, lace-up shoe. A shoe like that can help you feel grounded. But really, it's whatever's going to work best for you. I just prefer a flat shoe. So I feel like my foot is on the floor, but still in a shoe and protected from anything that's on the floor. Never know when a little pebble might pop up or a pin or something, and we want our foot to be protected. Continuing to remain upright and breathing, keeping those hands within our frame. Now for our knees, shift weight, lift, tap and punch. Shift, lift, tap and punch. And you can challenge yourself by lifting your foot higher off the ground. If you don't need a challenge and you want to just skip this hand movement and hold on to something while you lift that foot, that's fine too. Just start wherever you are and grow from there. Let's step out, shift weight to that front foot, and bring it back. Most important thing here is to keep both feet flat on the floor as you shift the weight. So don't bring that back heel up. And you're not completely shifting the weight to the front foot. So we want to stay upright. If you were to shift your weight all the way forward, you may feel the need to lean more. So you want to still stay centered over your hips. On the haunted house part of this floor, it's squeaking. All right, for our ankles, heel toe. So here's another opportunity where our weight is on one leg. Bring it back, shift the weight, and other foot, heel toe. Bring it back, shift the weight, big toe, little toe. So side to side, working on the mobility of our ankle. Back and the other foot. Little toe, big toe. That gets our major joints ready for our Tai Chi. So let's go through our basic 6, just as a confidence builder, as a review. Make sure that you don't have any questions about those basic 6 movements, and then we'll start moving more and further into our advanced 6. So from the top, get in your stable stance, your weights on both legs, relax shoulders, we're breathing. And commence. Hands come up, down, shift right, step left, hands come in and up, shift left as those hands go out, right foot forward, hands come back, open and close. Single whip, shift left, step right, adjust weight, push, turn, separate, eyes follow that left hand. Shift left, bring that right foot, right hand back, waving hands in clouds. Step, switch, turn, shift, 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 step, switch, turn, and open and close. single whip, shift right, step left, adjust weight, push, turn, separate, eyes follow your right hand, shift right, bring that left foot, left hand back, waving hands in clouds, step, switch, turn, shift, 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 step, switch, turn, and back to the middle for open and close. Close it out. That's our basic 6. Let's go through it again. This time I'll just call out the names. And commence. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Remember, there's 6 steps. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Again, 6 steps. Open, close, and close it out. So I had a question this morning about show me 6 steps. And that's in our waving hands and clouds. And here's what the 6 steps are. So I'm going to come from single whip. Here's our waving hands and clouds. So that first step, 1. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Open, close. Single whip. Do the 6 steps again. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Open, close. So when I think about my waving hands and clouds, I think of moving away from center. So here we start with commencement, open, and close. And when we do our first single whip and waving hands and clouds to the right, we're moving away from center. So here is center. We're going that way, right? So the first step is away from center. The next, okay, so we're moving away from center. And with that first step, we turn towards that leg. And then the second step, we move our bodies towards center. So we step, we turn towards that step, we step, we turn towards that step. We step, we turn towards that step, we step, we turn towards that step. So that final turn goes towards center. That usually tells me when I'm done. Now, sometimes I'll do 8 steps, but at least I end in the right direction. I try to count to 6, but sometimes my mind wanders. So, same thing when we do waving hands and clouds to the left. That first step is away from center, and I turn towards that way. Second step, and then I turn towards center. So that's 2. 3, I turn away. 4, I turn towards center. 5, turn away. And 6, turn towards center. So that final turn is always back towards center. If that's helpful to you, great. If that confused you more, just forget I even said it. But that's something that has always helped me, is thinking about where is center, and I'm moving away from it, and I'm moving away from it, but my last turn is always towards center. All right, so let's do it again. This time, no talking. And begin. Basic 6. All right, so now we're going to do a refresher of our first move of advanced 6, and that is brush knee. Now, just like in our basic 6, we went from right, we did our thing, came back to center, and then we went left and did our thing. In our advanced movements, we go to our left first, and we do all the things, come back to center, and then we do all the things to the right. Y'all know it took a lot out of me to talk backwards. So we're going this way. So I ended over here in our basic 6, and now I'm moving over here so we can go to our left. So we're coming from open and close. I'm going to talk you through what we do. There's open and close. Shift left, right toe in and reach. Shift right, separate, prepare. Step left, bring this right hand around and shift left as I push that right hand, follow step right. Again, brush knee, coming from open and close, shift left, right toe in and reach, shift right, separate, prepare, step left, bring this right hand around, shift left as I push and follow step right. So one thing about that step, that final step, that probably feels a little bit off is when I typically walk, I step this foot and then I step that foot and then I step that foot. I'm making forward progress. But in a brush knee, when I step left, shift, my follow step with my right foot is behind it. So that may seem a little off. You know, your tendency may be want to step in front, but it's not. It's step left, shift, and follow step right. So the right foot is further back than the left. When we do a follow step, no weight is given to that foot. Why? Because it's our next step, and because we're going to step back. We're going to step back with that right foot. Now, let's say when you follow stepped right, for safety, you needed to give it weight, or else you might fall. Go ahead, give it some weight. Just know you have to remove it before you do that next step, which is back. So every time we say follow step in these movements, it doesn't get weight, and it's our next step. Okay. So again, reviewing brush knee, but I wanted to let you know that may feel awkward to you to step left and then to step right, but still be behind it. So we're going to shift left. We're going to turn that right toe in. And that's our first opportunity to pivot. We pivot on that heel. So our heel is still on the ground as we move that right toe towards the left. And whenever we move that right toe towards the left, our right hand reaches out and our left hand comes and lays over top of that elbow. So the hands look like that. So when that right toe turns in, the right hand reaches out and the left hand comes over the elbow. So shift left, right toe in and reach. Now we shift right. We're going to bring our left hand down to our hip and our left foot back, and then immediately step. Now, just like always, when we step a foot, it's an empty step, so no immediate weight shift. We're going to bring this right hand around, and when it gets to our shoulder, now we're going to shift weight to that left foot, keeping our bodies upright. And when we extend that arm out, still having a soft bend, that's when we follow step right. So now both feet are facing to the left. So from the front, it looks like this. Brush knee. Shift, right toe in and reach. Shift right, left foot, left hand down and back. Step left, bring this right hand around. Shift left as the hand pushes out and follow step right. So that's brush knee. Last week we talked about play the lute. And so we're coming from here. I've already told you we're going to step back with our left hand, with our left foot. And when we step back, sorry, that's our right foot, isn't it? In real life, it is my left foot. We step back with the right. And when we step back with that right foot, our hands turn. They go from here to here. And it's preparing our hands to pass each other. Those palms to pass each other. And they pass until you get to that elbow. From the side, it looks like this. We finished brush knee. We step back right, turn hands. We shift right as those hands pass. And when we get to that elbow, we follow step left. So again, we're at the end of brush knee. All our weight's on our left foot. Our left foot. We step back right, turn our hands. Shift right as our hands pass, and when we get to that elbow, follow step left. So brush knee is tricky because we're going from facing front to facing the left. Play the lute is a little more smooth, a little less involved. Now we're going to throw you off with a change of rhythm with peri, peri, and punch. So I'm just throwing this at you because brush knee is a little complicated. Parry parry punch is a little complicated, but then we get home free after that. After that, we just step back and bring our hands down to our hips, and then we step forward and push our hands up shoulder height. So block and close and push the tiger like that. Those are our jam, right? We can step back and we can step forward, bring those hands down and put those hands up. We got that. So we want to just push through these more complicated moves. So we have brush knee, play the lute. Okay. So just like our hands past each other, our hands are vertical, up and down like this. We're going to do that same move, except we're going to flip like the waffle makers. Now our hands are horizontal, but they're still going to pass each other, and we're going to stop at that elbow. Then we're going to do it again. We're going to flip. We're going to let our hands pass each other until we get to our elbow. And then the hand that's extended, we're going to come up and make a guard. It's like a protection. Our right hand is going to come back and get flowers out of our back pocket. They're going to suddenly appear. And then we're going to come over top of our guard and our wrist hover. So it's parry, and it's called punch, but we talk about deliver, like we're getting flowers out of our back pocket, and then just like a flower, deliver like that. I think it's a misnomer because if you were to and punch, you would probably turn your hand more like this, punch like that, but we don't. We hover over like this. So we're delivering flowers, just like you're holding a bouquet of flowers. What I want you to watch out for in this movement is the fact that you're not going to come and hammer down onto yourself. That would hurt you, not your pretend enemy. So you're going to come over top of that arm, and you end wrist over wrist. And the fact that you keep this little hole up instead of like if you were to really punch. So those are two things I want you to pay attention to. So not coming down and hammering yourself, but to come hover over top and to also hold your fist like this, just like you were holding a bunch of flowers. All right, so back to play the lute and parry parry punch. So we've ended at brush knee. We step back right, turn hands, shift as they pass, and follow step. That's our play the lute. Where's our weight? It's on our right foot because we just follow stepped with the left, and that tells us that's our next step. So we step left when we flip, just like the waffle. Shift as they pass. When we get to that elbow, we step right and flip. Shift as they pass. When we get to that elbow, we step left, make that guard, come back to our back pocket. We're going to shift left as we deliver those flowers, and when they're delivered, follow step right. It's a lot, isn't it? We got this. It'll make us appreciate our basic six even more. But no, once we get it, I think you're really going to enjoy the dance kind of quality of these movements, but also kind of the fight-like movements where you're kind of backing away from somebody coming at you and then going at somebody as if you were really fighting. So here is the end of brush knee. Play the lute. Step back right, turn hands, shift as they pass, get to that elbow, follow step left. Here's parry punch. Step left and flip, shift as I parry. Step right and flip, shift as I parry. Step left and put up that guard, come back to our back pocket, shift as I deliver, and follow step right. So you know what it looks like coming towards you. So here's the end of brush knee. Oh, let me back up. Here's the end of brush knee. Play the lute. Step back, turn hands, shift as they pass, follow step left. Parry punch. Step left and flip, shift and parry. Step right and flip, shift and parry. Step left and guard. Back here, get your flowers. Shift as you deliver and follow step right. Parry, parry, and punch. So it's called parry and punch, but if you call it parry, parry, and punch, then your words can match your actions. So here's the end of brush knee again. Play the lute. Step back, turn hands. Shift as they pass. Follow step. Parry, punch. Step, flip, parry. Step, flip, parry. Step, guard. Shift, deliver, follow step. Now let me say it in terms of parry, parry, and punch. Here's the end of brush knee. Play the lute. Here it is. Parry, parry, and punch. You see it? Parry, parry, and punch. If you need some help remembering or thinking about ways to do these hands, the parries, you know, I've told you about the waffle flipper. I thought every time I think about that, flipping the waffle so that it cooks right. Some people think of it as, you know, those long white gloves like antebellum people wore. You can think of putting those gloves on. So pulling those gloves on, pulling those gloves on. You can think of it like that. Or another thing I've thought about is if a kitty cat was sitting on your hand right here or your arm right here and you pat the kitty. Pat the kitty. So whatever works for you. You may come up with a whole nother story than those. So you have the waffle maker where you're flipping it. You have the gloves. You're putting on the gloves. And then you have pat the kitty, pat the kitty. Either way, it's called a parry and a parry. And just like we have learned in other movements, the hand movement goes with the weight shift. So we, at the end of our brush knee, we do it in our play the lute, step back, turn hands. See, our hands are going to switch at the same time that we weight shift. Shift weight and our hands change. And then we follow step. Parry punch, we do the same thing. We got our hands ready. We shift as our hands change. We get our hands ready. We shift as our hands change. Get our hands ready. And we shift as that hand changes. So there's the weight shift with the hand movement. And so that's helpful too to put those together. All right. From the top, brush knee, open and close, and brush knee. Shift left, right toe in and reach. Shift right, separate, prepare. Step left, bring that right hand around, get to the shoulder. Shift left as I push and follow step right. Play the lute. Step back right, turn hands. Shift right as those hands pass. And when I get to that elbow, follow step left. Parry punch. Step left and flip. Shift and parry. Step right and flip. Shift and parry. Step left and guard. Reach back to your flower. Shift as I deliver and follow step right. Is that coming together?
Yeah.
You want to go back to waving hands and clouds? It's overwhelming at first, but we're going to get it. So I'll talk to you through it again. From brush knee, shift left, right toe in and reach. Shift right, separate, prepare. Step left, bring that right hand around. Shift left as I push and follow step right. Play the lute. Step back right, turn hands. Shift as they pass, and when I get to that elbow, follow step left. Parry punch. Step left and flip. Shift and parry. Step right and flip. Shift and parry. Step left, guard, flowers. Shift as I deliver. Follow step right. So let's finish it off from here. We just did parry, parry, and punch. This is where I said we get home free from here. So what we're going to do is we're going to step back right. And when we step back right, we release our hands. So step back right, release hands. Shift right as those hands come down to my hips. Follow step left. Push the tiger. Step left. Shift left as I push my hands up. Follow step right. Now we're going to go to the front. Remember, we're over here. We're coming to the front. Our hands face and hallelujah, open and close. So that's our advanced 6 movements to the left. All right. So you got that. That feels good. Step back, hands come down to our hips. Step forward, hands come up. So you're extending your hands out, but you don't go higher than your shoulder. So you're here on block and close, and then you push the tiger, your hands extend, but they don't go higher than shoulder. And notice my body stayed upright. My body wants to go forward with it. You know, it wants to push the tiger. It wants to go forward with it. But remember, in Tai Chi, our body structure is upright. So when we shift, our hands extend, but we stay upright. So here we came back, upright. We go forward, hands extend, but our body stayed the same. So that's our advanced 6 to the left. Let's do it again. From open and close. Brush knee. Shift left. Right toe in and reach. Shift right. Separate. Step left. Bring that right around. Shift as I push and follow step right. Play the lute. Step back right. Turn hands. Shift as they pass. When I get to that elbow, follow step left. Parry punch. Step and flip. shift and parry. Step and flip, shift and parry. Step and guard, shift, deliver, follow step. Easy street now. Step back right, separate hands, shift as they come down to my hips. Follow step right. Follow step left. Push the tiger. Step left, push. Follow step right, and now to the front. We step right, shift, step left, adjust weight, our hands face, open and close. Close it out. Advance 6 again. Brush knee. Shift. Right toe in and reach. Shift. Separate, prepare. Step. Bring the right around. Shift as I push. Follow step right. Play the lute. Step back right. Turn hands. Shift as they pass, get to that elbow, and follow step left. Parry punch. Step and flip. Shift and parry. Step and flip. Shift and parry. Step, guard, flowers. Shift and deliver. Follow step right. Block and close. Step, release, shift as I bring those hands to my hips, follow step, push the tiger, step, shift and push, follow step to the front, step, shift, step, hands face, open and close. Close it out. Again, advance 6. Brush knee, shift left, right toe in and reach. Shift right, separate, prepare. Step left, bring this right hand around. Shift as I push, follow step right. Play the lute. Step back right, turn hands. Shift as they pass, get to that elbow, follow step left, parry punch, step left and flip, shift and parry, step right and flip, shift and parry, step left, guard, flowers, shift and deliver, follow step right, block and close, step back right, release, shift, hands come down to my hips, follow step left, push the tiger, step left, shift as I push, follow step right to the front, step, shift, step, adjust weight, and open, close. Any questions about our advance 6?
No question.
Woo! Either, I don't know which one of us is good. Because I always get worried trying to teach these movements because they are advanced. And it's especially hard over virtual land to get them across. Maybe that's just me. I have this fear of not being able to explain it. It's just so many things that are going on, but it will come with practice, I know. So let's do our basic 6 in this first half of our advanced 6, because you know we have to do it all to the right. Everything we just did to the left, but we're not going to do that today. So let's do basic 6 in that first half of advanced 6. All right, from the top. And just know, when I get finished with that, with basic 6, I have to move over this way or else I won't stay in camera. So I have to move. All right, here we go from the top and commence. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Advance 6, starting with brush knee. Shift left, right toe in and reach. Shift right, separate, prepare. Step left, bring that right hand around. Push as I shift, follow step right. Play the lute. Step back right, turn hands. Shift as they pass, get to that elbow. Follow step left. Parry punch. Step and flip, shift and parry. Step and flip, shift and parry. Step, guard, flowers, shift, deliver, follow step. Lock and close. Step back, release hands, shift as they come down to my hips. Follow step left, push the tiger, step left, push as I shift, follow step to the front, step right, shift and left, adjust weight, hands face, open and close. Close it out. So how'd you do on your test? That was all the moves we've learned so far that I have just basically pushed you into learning. But I knew that once I introduced you to parry, parry, punch, which that was what we were scheduled to do today, was to introduce you to parry, parry, punch. That doesn't mean we're mastered it yet. But I knew that I could go ahead and at least show you block and close and push the tiger, and that would make you think, oh, good. I don't have any more complicated moves to learn. Those are fairly easy. They flow into each other really nicely. So we'll keep practicing it, and then I'll push you to trying it going towards the right. All right, let's give ourselves a nice fist massage. As we move into our advanced movements, we work our bodies even more. Our legs seem to work even harder as we shift weight front and back after shifting weight as we step to the side in our basic 6. So we're getting a more well-rounded workout for our legs in terms of our weight shifting. So this is a good thing. You just may be sore in a different way from practicing these moves in addition to our original. All right, let's gather tension and then let it go. Gather and relax. Gather, relax. We don't want to live with tension. Big shoulder circle. Inhale. Exhale as you push down. We take our right fist, that represents our strength. Our left fingers together represents our friendship. Our thumb, our humility. We put those together in mutual respect. We say namaste.
Namaste.
So I applaud y'all for giving it a go on these advanced movements. I know they are challenging. it would just be easy for us to stay back and stay on basics. And we're still going to do those. But I think it's good for our brains to just try something that challenges us. So I applaud
Something you have to think about.
ma'am.
I said something you have to think about doing.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about how once you learn it, you can really just like kind of melt into it and just relax. And it's almost like you're in autopilot doing the moves. Your brain doesn't really have to work because you know it so well, and you're in autopilot doing these moves. Well, what comes with that is kind of an ultimate relaxation experience of Tai Chi. You can't get that until you know the movements really well. So this one right here, so now you're pretty good with that basic movements. You can start kind of going into autopilot zone. Now we're challenging our brain again with something new and different. And so the beauty of Tai Chi is I can challenge you in lots of different ways. And it's good for our brains, full stop.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll do it again next week, and we'll keep practicing and keep getting better at those advanced movements. Y'all let me know if you need anything, and I will do what I can to help you. I know I won't be here on Friday. Olivia decided it was a good idea to sign up for competition cheer, and so they've made it to state. And so Friday we're going to be in Macon, cheering the cheer people on.
For her.
Thank you. Just pray she doesn't get hurt. I don't care if they come in last, as long as nobody gets hurt.
I agree.
Jennifer, you doing Friday classes?
I'm not. I hope to get to go back to it in January.
Okay.
But
when you said that about Friday, it just threw me off. I was like,
no, I was saying if y'all need me, I will not be available to help. Most of the times I'm available any day at some point or time. But I just already know that Friday I won't even be in the office. So I'll be totally out of pocket. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to confuse you, but I do hope in January, if people are interested to do that more advanced class. I really enjoyed it, but this for whatever reason things just kept pushing me, and it just never would work out. So I didn't fight it. I said, okay, well, that's not what we're going to do this time. So,
and when do our classes end in January and end in December and begin in January?
This class will end December the 10th.
Okay.
And the new class starts in January the 7th.
Okay. Sounds great.
All right. All right, y'all. Well, I love y'all. Y'all have a great week.
Yeah. Y'all have a good
week.
All right. Bye.
Good.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.